शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुर्गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ हृदाकाशे सदा भान्तं शान्तमानन्दरूपिणं ज्ञानभानुमहं वन्दे सद्गुरुं सत्यसायिनं। सदा निम्बवृक्षस्य मूलाधिवासात् सुधास्राविणं तिक्तमप्यप्रियन्तं तरुं कल्पवृक्षाधिकं साधयन्तन्नमामीश्वरं सद्गुरुं सायिनाथम्। ॐ दत्तात्रेय हरे कृष्ण उन्मत्तानन्ददायक दिगम्बरमुने बालपिशाचज्ञानसागर। ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं श्रीगुरवे श्रीसत्यसायिनाथ श्रीपादुकां पूजयामि नमः। ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं श्रीपरमगुरवे श्रीशिरडिसायिनाथ श्रीपादुकां पूजयामि नमः। ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं श्रीपरमेष्टिगुरवे दत्तात्रेयस्वामि श्रीपादुकां पूजयामि नमः। सद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। हरिः ॐ। श्री साईश्वराय नमः। हरिः ॐ। खड्गं चक्रचापगदेषु परिघाञ्छूलं भुशुण्डीं शिरः शङ्खं सन्दधतीं करैस्त्रिनयनां सर्वाङ्गभूषावृतां नीलाश्मद्युतिमास्य पाददशकां सेवे महाकालिकां यामस्तौ स्वपिते हरौ कमलजो हन्तुं मधुं कैटभम्। ॐ ज्ञानिनामपि चेतांसि देवी भगवती हि सा बलादाकृष्य मोहाय महामाया प्रयच्छति। ॐ नमश्चण्डिकायै। Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Hari Om, Shalom, Sai Ram, Namaste. Hope all of you had a blissful Navaratri. I certainly did. It was absolutely phenomenal. The celebration happened for the full spectrum of Navaratri, with so many people devotedly chanting Devi Mahatyam over 9 days. Whoever could join and be part of it, my humble pranams. Whoever couldn't be part of it and could not do it, also my humble pranams. So we are studying the first chapter of Devi Mahatmyam, which is the Prathama Charitra. And last Sunday, we had an amazing satsang about the meaning of the word dukkha and the significance of the word Durga. This is a very important aspect, not to just learn the slokas, but to be able to actually connect to what we are chanting. If that doesn't happen, still there is an effect, but that effect is like taking a medicine whenever you have blood pressure or whenever you have a headache. You keep taking medicine whenever you have disease, and the disease keeps coming back. But for the disease to be eradicated, you need to be focused on what I do with the mantra, or what is the mantra going to me at the inner transformational levels. Dukkhaya yanme manasasvachitta yattatam vina. This is the question. Suratha is asking Sumedha and trying to connect to why this aspect about the mind getting pulled into dukkha but not staying with where it needs to be staying, which is chitta. Chitta is awareness of the self, dukkha is away from that awareness. Very simply, he's asking the question, how is it that my mind is pulled into this place where it does not belong? The place where it does not belong is dukkha. The place where it belongs is sukha. The place where it doesn't belong is dukkha. The place where it belongs is sukha. Samasta lokah sukhino bhavantu. What is that really implying? Samasta lokah sukhino bhavantu. Or some people still chant lokas samasta sukhino bhavantu. Both mean the same. I don't want to get into why Bhagavan changed it to samasta lokas sukhino bhavantu. It's much more significant to say samasta lokah sukhino bhavantu than saying loka samasta sukhino bhavantu, because people are not saying loka samasta, not doing that properly. They're saying loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Bhagavan heard that and said, these people don't know what they're saying. They think there is only one lokam, but there are samasta lokas, not one loka. So we are shifting the focus from dukkha to sukha. So the place where the mind doesn't belong, if it is there, what are all those things, the 15 things that we went through last class? That is the place where it doesn't belong. Then where does it belong? It belongs in another different space. Kha is space. Dukkha means undesired place. Sukha means desired place. What is the desired place? And what is this loka? What is loka? The translation of the word loka in English is world. Samasta loka means all worlds. How many worlds are there? How many worlds have we seen other than this one loka called Bhuloka? How many worlds have we seen? Then why are we saying Samasta loka? All worlds. So what is the word loka? What is Samasta loka? And then what does it mean to say Sukhino Bhavantu? Have we ever thought about this, Sairam? Chumma chanting. Chumma chanting. We have never connected to this aspect about what is it that I am even asking. So 99% of the time we don't know what we ask God. That is the bottom. Huh? So loka, the root of it is lokyate iti lokaha. That which is seen is what is called loka. So how many people are seeing how many different things? Two people in the same room will see the same thing, but they will interpret it differently. The same person seen by two people is perceived differently. So Loka is not simply seeing, Loka is actually perception by the mind. How many things the mind is perceiving? The same object seen at different times, the mind perceives differently. The same person that you meet at different contexts, you interpret them differently. So, how many different types of interpretations are there? Forget about the same God, the same object, but look at the same thing called God. How many different ways how God is interpreted by different religions, by different faiths, by different gurus, by different cults? How many different ways? Ah, now you connect to Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. May all the perceptions of all the things that my mind is conceiving, may those perceptions be all in the desired place. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. And that desired place is what we're called. Sukha is interpreted as a happiness in English, just like there is no transliteration for the word dukkha to its totality in English, because it has to be many, many words put together to interpret the word dukkha. Many, many words have to be put together to interpret sukha. So sukha means not happiness. Sukha means may all the perceptions that I am having about something, may they all be in the right place. And what is that place? Swachitta yattatam vina. Swachitta yattatam. They are all in this awareness of mine. And this awareness of mine that is simply is, and it is witness, and it is sakshi. It doesn't have any kind of judgments, predicaments, nothing. I just see a thing as it is and not with my filter of the mind. Therefore, when I apply the filter of my mind, then I am applying judgment if the mind applies that. But if the mind sees it without any interpretation, just it is false right where it is. And that is my own supreme awareness. And that is the witness. Are we all connected? I just wanted to not lose all of you in dukkha, but bring you back to sukha. that is what that is what I seem to do most of the time. Leave people in dukkha. Huh? So it is perceived. So all those that perceive this object as dukkha may all be now in their right place of awareness, in our own awareness. See how beautiful that is. So how many lokas are there? There are as many lokas that exist as so many minds. How many minds exist? At the least, if you associate it with one per person, 6.5 billion minds. But in the same person, there are different minds, because the same mind doesn't exist in the same person all the time. The mind that is happy, the mind that is conflicted, the mind that is in pain, the mind that is in suffering, the mind that is happy, the mind that is not happy. How many different minds you have? The same Sai Baba seen by people sitting in the darshan interpret Sai Baba in their own mind. And the same mind of the same person sees Sai Baba, feels very happy, and sees Sai Baba, feels very unhappy because he has not looked at that mind. So once we have this awareness that my mind has gone to a perception or a world that does not belong to me, bringing that mind back or thought back. into that self-awareness that is the supreme consciousness. That is what is called truly happiness or bliss. To be rather, the better word is bliss, and that bliss is where this mind actually belongs. So I said not happiness but bliss, because happiness is something which has a cause. Bliss is something that is causeless. Without any cause, if you are happy, that's called bliss. If there is a reason why you are happy, then it is called santosha. If there is a reason why you are happy, it is santosha. If there is a reason, if there is no reason, no season, simply love, and 100% aligned with that love, that is sukha or ananda. Okay, so the king is now going to elaborate what are all the reasons of this dukkha associated with himself. So he is mentioning to this samadhi, he is asking him the question, Bhagavan, Bhagavan, I'm going to ask you one question. Tvamaham prashtum ichhami. I desire to ask you ekam, one question. Prashtum vadasvatat, kindly respond. Dukkhaya yanme manasasvachitta yattatam vina. And now the king is asking, he has to elaborate now to this rishi. He is saying, Mamatvam gatarajyasya rajyangashvakhileshvapi janatopi yathagnyasya kimetan munisattama. Mamatvam gatarajyasya. I am attached to this kingdom from the past. Rajyanga, all the governance. Akhileshu, api, associated with all that kingdom. Therefore, two things is pointing. I am associated, my mind, mamatvam gatarajyasya. Gatarajyaha, that is past tense, the previous empire that I had, which is no longer his. And the second thing he is saying is Rajangeshu, Akhileshu, Api. Rajangam is governance, the power associated with all of that. And then he's saying, Janatopi yathagnyasya kimetan munisattama. Munisattama, O Supreme Muni. Kim etan, why is all of this happening? Associated with, I am aware of this mamatva associated with all of that stuff. Why is that? Janatopi, I know all of this. That he is attached to the past empire and past governance. Pavani, please pull up the file and then chant after me. So, the key point is about his awareness about that. F scale, please. मम त्वं गतराज्यस्य
मम त्वन्गतराज्यस्य मम त्वन्गतराज्यस्य
राज्याङ्गेष्वखिलेष्वपि
राज्याङ्गेष्वखिलेष्वपि राज्याङ्गेष्वखिलेष्वपि
मम त्वं गतराज्यस्य राज्याङ्गेष्वखिलेष्वपि
मम त्वङ्गतराज्यस्य राज्याङ्गेष्वखिलेष्वपि मम त्वङ्गतराज्यस्य राज्याङ्गेष्वखिलेष्वपि
जानतोऽपि यथाज्ञस्य
जानतोऽपि यथाज्ञस्य जानतोऽपि यथाज्ञस्य
किमेतन्मुनिसत्तम
किमेतन्मुनिसत्तम किमेतन्मुनिसत्तम
ज्ञानतोऽपि यथाज्ञस्य किमेतन्मुनिसत्तम
मम त्वङ्गतराज्यस्य राज्याङ्गेष्वखिलेष्वपि जानतोऽपि यथाज्ञस्य किमेतन्मुनिसत्तम मम त्वङ्गतराज्यस्य राज्याङ्गेष्वखिलेष्वपि जानतोऽपि यथाज्ञस्य किमेतन्मुनिसत्तम
अयञ्च निकृतः पुत्रैः दारैः भृत्यैः तथोज्झितः अयञ्च निकृतः. This person that is with me here, he has been abandoned by putraihi, sons, daraihi, wives, bhrutyaihi, servants, tatha ujjitaha. Ujjitaha means thrown out. Swajanena cha santyaktaha teshu hardhi tathapyati स्वजनेन च by his own people swajanena cha santyakta given up or thrown away or abandoned ta eshu this person hardi tathapyati why is he so heartful towards them. You see the word hardi and heart. Hardi tathapyati, how is this person being so heartful towards those people, his own people, as in sons, wives, servants that have kicked him out. So he is putting the case, both the cases, because in his case it is Raja and Rajanga. In this other case, it is about all the people. In the previous case, it is belongings, as in associated with the body. In this second case, it is associated with all the relations, the relative aspects with people. अयञ्च निकृतः पुत्रैर्
अयं च निकृतः पुत्रैर् अयं च निकृतः पुत्रैर्
दारैर्भृत्यैस्तथोज्झितः
दारैर्भृत्यैस्तथोज्जितः दारैर्भृत्यैस्तथोज्झितः
अयञ्च निकृतः पुत्रैर्दारैर्भृत्यैस्तथोज्झितः
अयं च निकृतः पुत्रैर्दारैर्भृत्यैस्तथोज्झितः अयं च निकृतः पुत्रैर्दारैर्भृत्यैस्तथोज्झितः
स्वजनेन च सन्त्यक्तः
स्वजनेन च सन्त्यक्तस् स्वजनेन च सन्त्यक्तस्
तेषु हार्दी तथाप्यति
तेषु हार्दी तथाप्यति तेषु हार्दी तथाप्यति
स्वजनेन च सन्त्यक्तस्तेषु हार्दी तथाप्यति
स्वजनेन च सन्त्यक्तस्तेषु हार्दी तथाप्यति स्वजनेन च सन्त्यक्तस्तेषु हार्दी तथाप्यति
अयं च निकृतः पुत्रैर्दारैर्भृत्यैस्तथोज्झितः स्वजनेन च सन्त्यक्तस्तेषु हार्दी तथाप्यति
अयं च निकृतः पुत्रैर्दारैर्भृत्यैस्तथोज्झितः स्वजनेन च सन्त्यक्तस्तेषु हार्दी तथाप्यति अयं च निकृतः पुत्रैर्दारैर्भृत्यैस्ततोज्झितः स्वजनेन च सन्त्यक्तस्तेषु हार्दी तथाप्यति
एवं एषा तथा अहं च द्वावपि अत्यन्त दुःखितौ. By the way, I hope you're all chanting along with me and also paying attention to the splitting of the words before you chant. So it's important that you chant on mute, not just listen. Evam esha tatha ahancha. This individual and also myself, dvavapi, both of us, atyanta dukkhitau. We are both in deep dukkha. I'm not translating that into we are both in deep suffering or pain or whatever. You already know what dukkha means. Drushta dosha epi drushta dosha api vishaye mamatva krishtamanasau. And again in this sloka, many places it is written as mamatva krishta chetanaha. The the right one is manasau, more meaningful I should say, not right or wrong. The more meaningful is manasau, not chetanaha. Drushta dosha api vishaye. This is drushta dosha. So what is drushta dosha means? Dosha means error. Drushta dosha means error of perception. So see how beautifully these words are coming. It's not srushti dosha. It is drushta dosha. Bhagavan said, is this world full of maya, mithya, dukkha, all of that said? No. The world is perfect and beautiful. What is problem is the way you are looking at it. Nothing to do with the world. Correct your vision. If you correct your vision, the rest is fine. Change the way you look and perceive. Don't try to change the bloody world. There is nothing wrong with it. It's all reaction, reflection, and resound. Then what will happen is the mind will fall into the right place because it's not now drushti dosha. It is not srushti dosha. It is drushta dosha. Drushta dosha api vishaye. Ha, vishaye. This drushti dosha causes visha, poison. Ah, enti vishayam. Lot of people enti vishayam they say. Enna vishayam. Enna vishayam means what is poisonous out there. Tell me all about it and I'm ready to drink it. and indulge my mind in that poison and get intoxicated by it and get loss of my clarity of vision. That is visha. Drushta dosha api vishaye mamatva akrushta manasau. Why is this mind attracted towards this mamatva and this incorrect perception of the belongings that they belong to you? Nothing belongs to you. ईशावास्यमिदगुं सर्वं यत्किञ्च जगत्यां जगत् तेन त्यक्तेन भुङ्गीध मागृध कस्य सिद्धनम्. Nothing belongs to you. But yes, there is this error of perception that there are so many things that belong to me. That is drushta dosha. And that error of perception is the first poison that intoxicates the mind. And then what happens? It not only gets attracted, become intoxicated with this poison of the error of perception, but then get indulged in it and then get stuck with it. Drushta dosha api vishaye mamatva akrushta manasau. Now, two different this drushti dosha, he is very clearly laying out all of that stuff, physical stuff that belongs to me, and also the mental stuff that belongs to me. How beautiful this is. Now, don't abandon all your wife and children after the class, okay? That is not the point of it. The point of it, the Muni will make it, the Sumedha will make it extremely clear. Very beautiful, he'll make it clear. But stay tuned and be present to the problem, be present to the issue at hand. Don't lose track of that. एवमेष तद् एवमेष तदाहञ्च
एवमेष तथाहञ्च एवमेष तथाहञ्च
द्वावप्यत्यन्तदुःखितौ
द्वावप्यत्यन्तदुःखितौ द्वावप्यत्यन्तदुःखितौ
एवमेष तथाहञ्च द्वावप्यत्यन्तदुःखितौ
एवमेष तथाहञ्च द्वावप्यत्यन्तदुःखितौ एवमेष तथाहञ्च द्वावप्यत्यन्तदुःखितौ
दृष्टदोषेऽपि विषये
दृष्टदोषेऽपि विषये दृष्टदोषेऽपि विषये
मम त्वाकृष्टमानसौ
मम त्वाकृष्टमानसौ मम त्वाकृष्टमानसौ
दृष्टदोषेऽपि विषये मम त्वाकृष्टमानसौ
दृष्टदोषेऽपि विषये मम त्वाकृष्टमानसौ दृष्टदोषेऽपि विषये मम त्वाकृष्टमानसौ
एवमेष तथाहञ्च द्वावप्यत्यन्तदुःखितौ दृष्टदोषेऽपि विषये मम त्वाकृष्टमानसौ
एवमेष तथाहञ्च द्वावप्यत्यन्तदुःखितौ दृष्टदोषेऽपि विषये मम त्वाकृष्टमानसौ एवमेष तथाहञ्च द्वावप्यत्यन्तदुःखितौ दृष्टदोषेऽपि विषये मम त्वाकृष्टमानसौ
So, dear Mahatma, This merchant are both of us have seen the defects in the objects of our perception and enjoyment, but yet we are very much drawn to these objects, that is related to our attachment to them, and that causing lot of unhappiness. And therefore he goes on, tat kime tan mahabhaga yan moho jnaninorapi mamasya cha bhavat esha viveka andhasya moodhata. So, O great one, Mahabhaga, we both have knowledge and discrimination. Tat kimetan Mahabhaga, yan moho jnaninorapi, jnaninaha api, even though we have this knowledge, jnani, jnana in this context is the word means knowledge. Even though we have knowledge about what? This moha and moho, jnaninaha api. We have this knowledge of perception that is causing all of this problem, even though we have this knowledge. Then what is he saying? Mamasya cha bhavat esha viveka andhasya moodhata. So he's asking, how come we have this andhasya? We are in darkness. Our viveka, our discrimination is now drowned in darkness. Our blindness, andha, also can be inability to see. Andha means the one who is unable to see. And mamasya cha bhavatyesha vivekandhasya moodhata. Moodhata here means actually moodha means the one who is ignorant. तत्किमे तन्महाभाग
तत्किमेतन्महाभाग तत्किमेतन्महाभाग
यन्मोहो ज्ञानिनोरपि
यन्मोहो ज्ञानिनोरपि यन्मोहो ज्ञानिनोरपि
ममास्य च भवत्येषा
ममास्य च भवत्येषा ममास्य च भवत्येषा
विवेकान्धस्य मूढता.
विवेकान्धस्य मूढता विवेकान्धस्य मूढता
तत्किमेतन्महाभाग यन्मोहो ज्ञानिनोरपि ममास्य च भवत्येषा विवेकान्धस्य मूढता.
तत्किमेतन्महाभाग यन्मोहो ज्ञानिनोरपि ममास्य च भवत्येषा विवेकान्धस्य मूढता तत्किमेतन्महाभाग यन्मोहो ज्ञानिनोरपि ममास्य च भवत्येषा विवेकान्धस्य मूढता.
So this mudhata is also the delusion without discrimination. How is it that it has come to us? Even though we have the knowledge and the discrimination, we are still deluded without discrimination. Please. So, what is the primary question? Dukkhayayan me manasa manas dukkhayayan me manasvachittayattatam vina. And he presented to the great sage two cases that have different contexts, but the outcome is the same. Then Rishi Ruvacha, the Rishi is replying. The next set of shlokas are, in my mind, the most beautiful elaboration by a realized soul. What we think is knowledge and what is not knowledge. What we think is the issue. Now, this beautiful elaboration, and it is a way of teaching also. Very profound, very profound. How something has to be a conversation with somebody, confused people when they come to you and they ask a question, how do you address their confusion? There is a what's called as a beautiful pedagogy of teaching here. The Shastras, when you look at the Puranas, like I was telling during the Navaratri time, Sundarakanda Parayana, if you really want to know how to communicate, the epitome of that communication is a Hanuma. And how beautifully you learn from the character like a Hanuma, or how beautifully you learn from a character like Sumedha. And you, when you look at these Puranas, they actually are teaching how to behave in the society as well, not simply giving the answers to some supreme spiritual questions or anything like that. So he's approaching it. How is he approaching it? Rishi Ruvacha, the Rishi is now replying, Jnanamasti samastasya jantoh विषयगोचरे विषयाश्च महाभागा यान्ति चैवं पृथक् पृथक्. Now, in some places it is written as Vishayascha Mahabhaga. Again, in the context of what we are studying, more meaningful is Vishayascha because it is plural. Vishayascha Mahabhaga. It should be Vishayascha, not Vishayascha. So, if you're following the old texts, or Gorakhpur Path or Ramakrishna Math or some of the other texts, please, I request you to come back and use this text because this is what we are following and it is based on Nirnay Sagar, Guptavati, so many different texts here. Jnanamasti samastasya. Oh, Mahabhaga, he's calling him back Mahabhaga again because in the pre one of the shlokas, exactly what he closed with, Tatkimetan Mahabhaga, the king said. So the Rishi is also calling him back Mahabhaga. Oh, great one. Oh, you are also great one. Every creature has the knowledge. Jnanamasti samastasya jantoh. Samastasya jantoh jnanam asti vishaya gochare. Vishaya gochare. Perceivable objects or perceptions about objects or jnanam asti jantoh vishaya gochare. Every creature samastasya jantoh vishaya gochare. Every creature or all the creatures have the knowledge of this perceivable objects. Yes. Now, right off the bat, he's saying Hey, you humans, you are not the only one that have knowledge of perception or knowledge due to perception of objects. This is very important. Knowledge of perception of objects. That is what we think is knowledge. Information, gathering information, all about the objects around you. And that objective knowledge of the perceivable objects is not just present in humans, it is present in every creature. Samastasya jantok. He didn't leave an exception. But that knowledge, Vishayascha, Yanti, Chaivam, Cha, Evam, Pruthak, Pruthak. It is different with different being how this knowledge occurs. Right now, I am in this Goshala with almost 200 cows, all of them Gir Indian breed cows. Last night during the Godhuli time, evening time, last night while the sun was setting, the perception of these cows and the love they have towards you, you can just feel it like going and reciprocating back with an immense amount of energy back to you. And just while you notice that in the cow, you say, oh my God, what a beautiful. There are three animals that are very sacred in the Sanatana Dharma scriptures. And I'll talk about the cow today evening at the satsang. The cow, the horse, and the elephant. These three have amazing ability to receive and reciprocate the emotions, the feeling at every single aspect of a human being. So much, so much so, the elephant, the horse, and the cow. Actually, the cow has even much more. I won't want to get into, but the point that the Rishi is making here is Jnanam asti samastasya jantoh vishayagochere vishayascha mahabhaga yanti chaivam pruthak pruthak. ज्ञानमस्ति समस्तस्य
ज्ञानमस्ति समस्तस्य ज्ञानमस्ति समस्तस्य
Are you saying jna or are you saying nya?
ज्ञा
Uh, okay.
ज्ञानमस्ति समस्तस्य
Okay. This word jnana is very often mispronounced. Malayali say jnana, jnana, and some people say gnana. The most famous N.T. Ramarao could not say jnana. He would say gnana, gna. It's not gna, it is not nya, it is gnya, gnya. So the sound has to, the tongue should close the palate and the sound should come through the nose directly. Gnya, gnya. Jnanamasti samastasya. Jnanamasti samastasya jantor vishaya gochare.
ज्ञानमस्ति समस्तस्य जन्तोर्विषयगोचरे ज्ञानमस्ति समस्तस्य जन्तोर्विषयगोचरे
Vishayascha mahabhaga
विषयाश्च महाभाग विषयाश्च महाभाग
yanti chaivam prithak prithak.
यान्ति चैवं पृथक् पृथक् यान्ति चैवं पृथक् पृथक्
ज्ञानमस्ति समस्तस्य जन्तोर्विषयगोचरे विषयाश्च महाभाग यान्ति चैवं पृथक् पृथक्.
ज्ञानमस्ति ज्ञानमस्ति समस्तस्य जन्तोर्विषयगोचरे विषयाश्च महाभाग यान्ति चैवं पृथक् पृथक् ज्ञानमस्ति समस्तस्य जन्तोर्विषयगोचरे विषयाश्च महाभाग यान्ति चैवं पृथक् पृथक्.
So now he is going to illustrate with beautiful examples why that is the case. So the first shloka is executive summary, and the second, the rest of the new few slokas will actually elaborate his point. Diva andhaha praninaha kechid ratrat ratrad andha tatha apare केचित् दिवा रा तथा रात्रौ प्राणिनः तुल्य दृष्टयः. So the first thing is talk about drushtopi. He's talking about perception through drushta. Drushta is what is seen. Drushta, the seeing, and this not what is seen. The drushti is the what is seeing. This drushtaya, about this drushti, the seeing of it, and the what is seeing, what is drushti can also be interpreted as what is perceived, because seeing is perception. Diva andhaha praninaha. There are certain animals that are blind in the day, in the light. What are those? What are the animals that are blind in the day?
Bats.
Bats. Okay.
Oh, right off the bat. Okay. Right off the bat. Bat. Any other?
All.
Owl. Yeah. Owls can't see. Whereas some kechit ratravandhas tatha pare. They're blind in the night. There are some that are blind in the day. There are some that are blind in the night. What are those that are blind in the night?
Humans.
Hello? Can you all connect to yourselves? You can't see in the
All of
dark.
us.
You can't see in the dark. Human eye cannot see in the dark. Kechit. There are others that are diva rat, diva tadha ratrau praninaha tulya drushtaya. Those that can see equally well during the night and the day. What are those?
Cats.
Huh? Hello?
Cats.
Cats. Oh, cats. Okay. Now, B for bat, C for cat. Okay. B for bat, C for cat. Yes, cats can see equally during the day and the night. Now you see, just by taking one practical example, how the Muni is basically saying Vishayascha Mahabhagaha in the context of that Vishayaha Yanti Chaivam Prathak Prathak, right off the bat, he is giving the examples very clearly about the seeing of animals that can see well in the day, those that can see well in the night, those that cannot see in the day, those that cannot see in the night, and those that can see equally both day and night. Divandhav प्राणिनः केचिद्
दिवान्धाः प्राणिनः केचित् दिवान्धाः प्राणिनः केचित्
केचिद्रात् केचिद् ओके रात्रावन्धास्तथा परे
रात्रावन्धास्तथा परे रात्रावन्धास्तथा परे
केचिद्दिवा तथा रात्रौ
केचिद्दिवा तथा रात्रौ केचिद्दिवा तथा रात्रौ
प्राणिनस्तुल्यदृष्टयः
प्राणिनस्तुल्यदृष्टयः प्राणिनस्तुल्यदृष्टयः
केचिद्दिवा तथा रात्रौ प्राणिनस्तुल्यदृष्टयः
केचिद्दिवा तथा रात्रौ प्राणिनस्तुल्यदृष्टयः केचिद्दिवा तथा रात्रौ प्राणिनस्तुल्यदृष्टयः
दिवान्धाः प्राणिनः केचिद्रात्रवन्धास्तथा परे केचिद्दिवा तथा रात्रौ प्राणिनस्तुल्यदृष्टयः
दिवान्धाः प्राणिनः केचिद् रात्रावन्धास्तथा परे केचित् दिवा तथा रात्रौ प्राणिनस्तुल्यदृष्टयः दिवान्धाः प्राणिनः केचित् रात्रावन्धास्तथा परे केचिद्दिवा तथा रात्रौ प्राणिनस्तुल्यदृष्टयः
ज्ञानिनः मनुजाः सत्यम्. It is true that Manujaha, the humans, have jnana, perceptual knowledge. Kinnu te nahi kevalam. But it is not that they are the only ones that they have this knowledge, the perceptual knowledge. यतो हि ज्ञानिनः सर्वे पशु पक्षी मृग आदयः. This jnana that we are talking about is present in all the the beasts, pashu, pakshi, the birds, mruga, the wild animals, and so on. Unequivocally, he is declaring, yeah, we are all calling these animals as stupid, that they don't have any of this context about knowledge, perceptual knowledge. The greatest jnani ever existed and will exist ever on this planet is a monkey by name Hanuman. And unequivocally, he is a monkey because he himself declares, I am a monkey by birth. And that monkey is Jnaninam Agraganyam. Agraganyam. He is the most supreme Jnaninam Agraganyam. That has not only jnana, buddhi, balam, yashas, dhairyam, nirbhayatvam, arogata, ajadyam, vakpatutvam. All of those things we have. Arey yaar, what kind of intellectuals that we think, and we think we are the greatest intellectuals. Just look at Hanuman and read Ramayanam to understand how a person should, and even can communicate so meticulously and have that kind of behavior in perception that is utmost. So don't think that all of you guys are great. That is what the that's what the king is being told unequivocally by the rishi. Jnanino manuja satyam kinnu te nahi kevalam. You are the only guys that are the jnanis. यतो हि ज्ञानिनः सर्वे पशुपक्षि मृग आदयः ज्ञानिनो मनुजा सत्यम्.
ज्ञानिनो मनुजाः सत्यम् ज्ञानिनो मनुजाः सत्यम्
किन्नु तेन हि केवलम्.
किन्नु तेन हि केवलम् किन्नु तेन हि केवलम्
यतो हि ज्ञानिनः सर्वे
यतो हि ज्ञानिनः सर्वे यतो हि ज्ञानिनः सर्वे
That jna should have a little more holding. Yato hi jnaninas sarve.
यतो हि ज्ञानिनः सर्वे यतो हि ज्ञानिनः सर्वे
So did you catch the difference of how she was chanting and how I said more holding? Yeah. The expert chanters that I have learnt last year should now pay attention to these aspects, because last year when you were chanting, you didn't have all this detailed focus. Now, this time, second time chanters should pay attention to the details. It's not yato hignanina sarve, then you don't get the proper matras, the timing. Yato hignanina sarve.
यतो हि ज्ञानिनः सर्वे यतो हि ज्ञानिनः सर्वे
पशुपक्षिमृगादयः
पशुपक्षिमृगादयः पशुपक्षिमृगादयः
ज्ञानिनो मनुजाः सत्यं किन्नुते न हि केवलम् यतो हि ज्ञानिनः सर्वे पशुपक्षिमृगादयः.
ज्ञानिनो मनुजाः सत्यं किन्नु तेन हि केवलम् यतो हि ज्ञानिनः सर्वे पशुपक्षिमृगादयः ज्ञानिनो मनुजाः सत्यं किन्नु तेन हि केवलम् यतो हि ज्ञानिनः सर्वे पशुपक्षिमृगादयः
Now, this next shloka he's saying, Jnanancha tanmanusyanam yattesham mrugapakshinam manusyanancha yattesham tulyam anyat tatha ubhayoh. Wow. This knowledge, this perceptual objective knowledge that you're talking about, that is present in the men or human, tan manushyanancha jnanam, yat tesham mrugapakshinam, the same that exists in the mrugas, that is the beasts and the birds, and that manushyanancha yat tesham, whatever that is existing in the humans, that perceptual knowledge, tulyam, equally exists atha ubhayoh, in both of you the same knowledge is existing. So what beautifully he has done here, you are no different than birds and bees. Huh? How, without telling, you guys are as knowledgeable as birds and bees, you are all equal. Who? Those that have the only the perceptual, objective perceptual knowledge, that are the men, that are the birds, that are the bees, and both of you are all in the same category. Very clear, no? Crystal clear how we are all in the same category. That is the beautiful expression of the Maharshi. ज्ञानञ्च तन्मनुष्याणां यत्तेषां मृगपक्षिणां मनुष्याणाञ्च यत्तेषां तुल्यम् अन्यत् तथा उभयोः. Ubayoh means both of you. Okay, this is a place. I'm 4 minutes above. We'll finish with this sloka, because now we are all now equal to birds and beasts. And next week we'll come back and see how he is going to decode this. Please stay, go back and repeat these and practice these slokas. Now that you got the meaning and you got the details of the chanting, if you don't take it back and you don't practice it, it won't be retained. Ardhanusandhanupurvakam chandistavam pathet. after you see the mother behind me here, along with the Paramaguru and Parameshti Guru. In this place in Memphis, they did Chandi Homam every day for the entire 9 days. And after that much of Chandi's energy, I was wondering why Bhagavan sent me here. They have been asking for so many number of years now. Finally, the time has come, I guess, because after all the Chandi Sahitarudra Mahayajna, completing this Chandi, Parayanam ourselves during the Navaratri, so much of energy is here, and I can actually feel it in every, with of course 200 cows and this cow sanctuary that they have here, they don't milk the cows and they don't sell the milk. They just let the calves drink all the milk. It's 100% done as go seva. There is no commercial aspect of selling the milk and nothing like that. And this energy of the mother, the Gomata and this Vedamata, so profoundly present. And when this kind of opportunity comes, it's really, really nothing but God's grace. To be in the physical presence of that many number of cows that are so loving, and they didn't even, there was no running around, and the moment the guy whistled, and all these cows just coming to the barn to eat, it is just simply, I cannot tell you, express in words how much I am blissed out. And then doing the Rudram here. And so, what I wanted to say was tomorrow we'll have the Ekadash Rudrabhishekam here and the Rudra Homam. Tonight we have the Satsang on Gomata. And I will be actually teaching Gosuktam tonight to the people that are present here. And Gosuktam is a Rigvediya Gosuktam. It's all about the cow. There is a beautiful Suktam on just the cow. How incredible Sanatan Dharma is. huh? That they have suktas on animals, what we call as animals. Those that call animals animals have to get their head checked. Who is the animal? And so what I was saying is tomorrow, in lieu of that, we won't have the class, but the event will be live streamed starting from um, 7 o'clock Central Time, which is 5 o'clock California time, and 8 o'clock Eastern Time. So please, if you can join on the live stream, you can. If not, that's fine too. And then the last thing is that next week we'll continue the Devi Matyam class. Okay, are there any? Oh, today people are all blissed out. They don't have a single question. Okay,
I do have one.
okay. Yes,
Okay.
please.
Okay. Something happened to me.
Hold on one second. And I want to mute the people that are not talking. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Something happened to me once I read in the Mahabharata. This is a story of the cow that it was crying, and this person asking what he was crying, and at the end of the story, the cow was crying because the world is going to be ruled by the Sudras. And in that moment, I just start thinking about all the government and president and all the stuff around the world. And there are a lot of people that are unprepared to run a country and all this stuff. But the point is that I was seeing all this stuff outside. Yesterday, when I was reviewing all the materials and all this stuff, I realized that the forecasts should be or are inside me. So this Brahmin, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras are inside me also. So this story, what is I understand, and that's what I'm asking to you to tell me if that it is. that this cow was crying because this sutra that was going to rule the world are the senses. So it was not going to be the higher intellect or the this higher intellect in our inside us. It was going to rule by the sense, and then I start trying to fit all these characters of the Devi Mahatmyan in the cast. So I am confusing something. So it's the king, the high intellect, and Sumeda that represent the Brahmins, and this Vaishya. It's the mind, and all this servant that the and followers and all this stuff are the senses. That's my question.
My God, I don't know where you started. Where I was trying to follow follow through. So the question ultimately is, who are all these Surata, Samathi, Vaishya? Are they related to the
Uh,
four castes and all of that stuff? That's the question. The answer is very simply Suratha means the body that is pulled by the 10 senses. That is Suratha. Yes, he is the king, Suratha, by birth.
Suratha is the body.
Suratha,
Suratha is the body, but in the meaning said that it's a good
uh,
chayoter. So
yeah,
the chayoter is the one that it's driving the chariot, right?
yeah. We'll stay tuned to that. Don't interpret anything right now. We will just stay to the story and the interpretation about who the Suratha is, why is he named, how is the Vaishya. We'll go through that. Okay.
Okay.
Don't jump to the conclusion at the climax yet.
Okay.
just
Okay.
just stay to the story right now, because here is the thing. Last week also, I'm sorry if I interpreted a couple of people. I think Sudhakar I interpreted, I mean sorry, interrupted when he was trying to give the answer straight away. uh, just if you go to the climax and the answer straight away, you don't actually, you miss the opportunity to connect and come closure with every single aspect of your presence. So
Okay.
yeah, the moment you say dukkha is, the mind is in a place where it should not be. If I just jump to that, then you miss the opportunity to actually relate to where the mind is right now. And therefore, if the mind is in fear, don't run away from fear. Look at the fear, be with the fear. And similarly, if the mind is with happiness, there is a story about one person going to a Mahatma in Uttarakhand that I heard from Swami Sarvapriyananda, and he will straight away ask the question, I have this pain in the body, I'm unable to deal with it, etc., etc. Then the Mahatma in Uttarakhand, he was asking him, so where is the pain present, etc., etc. And then he says, okay, if you know that the pain is there, then you know you are not the pain. That means the pain is different from who you are. You are able to identify it as a different thing. Then he said, oh, that's so beautiful. Then the next day morning, he comes back, after 2 days, he comes back, and then he says, Mahatma, that was so beautiful. Now I am in peace. Then the Mahatma said, look, just like you identified your pain, you also identified peace. So you are not the peace. Huh? You are not the whole point of teaching is that if you are not the pain, you are also not the peace. Peace is not your mind. Pain is not your mind. You are neither of those. You are beyond those things. So when you feel happy, I am happy. I am this thing. You declare that you are not happy. You are not painful. It is just your. So don't lose the opportunity to be with the story and try to interpret what these mean, etc. All the questions you write down, okay, and there will be answers to all of those. Okay. Yes, somebody else has a question. Yes, I saw Ram, you had a question. Oh,
Madam, I'm just trying to ask whether the evening program will be live streamed.
yes, yeah, Go Suktam. Yes, we'll live stream that also. Yes, to the YouTube channel. Yes, I hope so. I'm hoping because a few people are supposed to come from Atlanta to help. I'm hoping they will still show up. If they do, then there will be okay.
Sir.
Uh, around six, which would be 6 o'clock here is Central Time, so that is 4 o'clock California time. Okay, no more questions. All
I
good.
have a question, Sai
Yes, ma'am.
Rama. Um, Janaka sleeps and wakes up from his dream and asks Yajnavalkya, asks everybody the question, ultimately gets to Yajnavalkya. When he gives the answer, is this a dream or is that a dream? Then he says, this is also a dream and that is also a dream. All my life until now, I have thought when there are troubles, you say, this is Maya, this is a waking dream. But only now, maybe when we have been doing this Devi Mahatmyam and trying to understand that Maya is not something, or this is not actually a dream. This is reality, what I am living through. So I have this confusion. Obviously, I and Jitendra keep
Mm,
talking to each other on this and
yeah. Okay.
going through this. That
Let's first get the story straight.
hmm.
If you don't get the story straight, then your commentary
So
about
in
that would
in
also.
in
No, no,
in the story,
no, no. One
Janaka.
minute. 1 minute, ma.
Hmm.
It is. If I am not misunderstanding this, the dialogue is between Ashtavakra and Janaka.
Ashtavakra and Janaka. Yes, yes, my yeah.
Ashtavakra, not Yajnavalkya. So
Okay.
first get the story right. It is between
Mm.
Ashtavakra and Janaka. And what is
Mm.
the story? The story is really very simply put. It's a very beautiful story to explain who you are. Okay, that story doesn't explain about Maya. Okay, so so that's the reason why you have to first get the story right. In the story, Janaka has a dream, and in this dream, what Janaka experiences is that he was defeated by his enemies and he was abandoned from his kingdom. Then he is walking through a desert for a long period of time, and his body is subject to deep torture by the sun, the heat. His tongue is parched. He was feeling so hungry, and it was a horrible experience of hunger, thirst, heat, and everything. And then he notices there is a place where they're serving food and everything. So he runs to this place. There was a long line or whatever. Finally his turn comes and he takes this paper plate, and some food was put on his plate. And then right at the time, an eagle scoops down and takes away his plate and then runs away. And that was the last scoop of the food that was there. And Janaka was like, oh my God, he was like in total distress, and he wakes up, and then he was like, then soldiers were there. The queeners were asking, what happened, king? What happened, king? He sees the palace, the queen, and all the soldiers. And then he said, ye sach, wo sach. Is this true or is that true? Is this true or is that true? They didn't understand what he was asking. This is it. And then Maharaj, kya hua? Maharaj, what happened? What? Ye sach, wo sach. Is this true or is that true? This is the only thing he was saying. They thought the king has gone mad. Anything they ask, you want food, Maharaj? Ye sach, wo sach. Is this true or is that true? This is the only question. So what is he asking? Is this true or is that true? Finally, Ashtavakra was brought to the king to have a conversation, and Immediately Ashtavakra knew what the king was going through. And then he said, Maharaj, when you were experiencing, who experienced this terrible thing of pain, suffering, walking through the desert, food being snatched away by eagle? Who experienced it? Then he said, I experienced it. Who is right now experiencing this beautiful palace, the servants, the queen, and all the luxury and comfort, everything? Who is experiencing it? Then the king said, I am experiencing it. Then Ashtavakra very beautifully said, ये तो झूठ है, ये भी झूठ है, आप भी सत्य है. Therefore, that is not true. This is not true. What is true is you. That is the story. Now, your question is Maya real or Maya not real? That is the Maya is told. Maya, the biggest, the most blasphemy that has been done by lot of spiritual people is calling Maya as delusion. Huh? Calling Maya is as a delusion. Maya is not. It's not the translation of Maya. If you really want to understand what Maya is, you have to study Dakshinamurti Ashtakam by Adi Shankaracharya, in which he uses the word Maya 8 times in different shlokas, and in every context, the definition of Maya is very different. But then you will actually get a glimpse of what Maya is. That is one thing I recommend you do. Second thing is, if it is too complicated to learn Sanskrit and understand which it is, with Dakshinamurti Ashtakam it is so many levels that it is the essence of spirituality. Then you read a chapter by Swami Vivekananda in a book called Jnana Yoga, and the entire chapter of Swami Vivekananda in Jnana Yoga is on Maya. What is Maya? And then read that, and then you will actually try to get a glimpse of what Maya is. Okay? And so Maya therefore is not delusion. What is Maya? It's not easy to answer that question, because if I am able to actually answer that question, it is as real as what God is. So what is, because what you are seeing behind, is she Maya? No, there is the Maya not as in delusion. It's not a mirage. What is Maya is a very, very difficult question to answer. For that question to be answered, you have to very strongly be grounded in actual understanding what God is. Okay, did I answer your question or left you more confused?
I will read that chapter and then come back.
So, what is the Janaka's question? Janaka's question is not about asatya. What Ashtavakra was answering him is, what is he answering?
What
He
is the truth, that or this? And he answers neither that nor this. Only you are the truth. Yeah.
only
In
only
only
I
I
only
is the
I
truth.
is the
Yeah, I
truth.
is the truth. In
Okay, so
here,
hmm. So
in here,
what he's
no, you
giving
go
is,
ahead.
what
Mm.
he's giving is, not in here means that not the I as the I that we are calling about the body. Okay, not this body, the mind complex, not the I that he's answering. Who, what is actually present through that experience, what is currently present through this experience, which is present through all the states of awakened or wakeful, deep sleep and dream states. That is the truth. That is the truth. That is the answer that he's getting. So it becomes, wo sach hai, ye sach hai. Is that the truth or is this the truth? Neither is the truth. That which is present in both, That is the truth. You understand the subtlety of.
Yes, that is the changeless in the changing. That also I got. The point is where we have always said is, how do I say? You slept and you woke up. That was a dream. What I saw, I was shivering or I went through some nightmare. This is a daydream. You want to say, is this a dream? No, this is reality. Is what
No, no,
I.
no, no. This is a dream. No, no. If that is a dream, this is also a dream. You and that's the point I want to make sure. Don't think that what you are seeing in the real wakeful state is the truth. That's not the point. What you are seeing is not what the truth. What is seeing is the truth. Not
We
what
see.
you are not what you are seeing that is the truth. What is seeing is the truth. You understand? That's why I want to leave you. I think you are getting confused saying that I'm awake now. That is dream. That means that is not real. But I am seeing everything. This is the truth. No, this is not the truth either. That was not the truth. Even this is not the truth. What is truth is what is seeing is the truth. What is being seen is not the truth. Are we clear? Are you more confused now?
I will contemplate on it.
So, in which awareness this experience is present, or on what screen this movie is getting projected, that screen is the truth, not the movie that is the truth. This is, like you said, this is a dream in the wakeful state. That is the dream in the sleeping state. But the one that is present to both, or the one on which both are presented, that I, the awareness, that chit, that is the truth, not that dream, nor this dream.
So, which means, is this goddess or this creation? Until now, on a book in writing to read, it was okay to accept this was a dream. But now I started thinking, no, this is not a dream, because the creator, the mother, she would not have done all this just for a fiction of my imagination, would she? Or am I
Okay.
still getting?
I think what you are getting confused about is this objective world that you are perceiving. What is the definition of truth?
Unchanging?
Okay, unchanging in what?
Time, space.
Unchanging in time, space, and even objectification.
Mm.
That is so that why it is not the case? Because they are changing. Anything that is changing cannot be related to as truth, because by definition truth is that which is unchanging. So how can you take that is one that is changing and call that the truth, because truth means unchanging. So the moment you say body is changing. Today there is no gray hair in part of this head. Tomorrow there is a gray hair. Therefore this is changing. So this is not truth. Today there is no wrinkle somewhere here. Tomorrow there is a wrinkle that shows up. That means this is changing. This is not the truth. Today the feeling of happiness is present right here at this moment. Something I see I don't like, it is unhappy. That means my feeling, my mind, that is not the truth, because it is changing. My breath, sometimes it is high, sometimes it is low, it is up and high and low and high. So this is not true. Deham pranam api indriyanyapi chalam buddhincha shunyam viduhu. All of those that are changing are not the truth. Then what is the truth? That which is unchanging. What is that which is unchanging? That awareness about my body, my mind, my breath, all of those things, my senses, everything, that awareness on which all of these things are shining, that awareness is the truth. And that is what we are calling as the truth. Is that now? I'm not trying to give you the straight answer, but you have to introspect. Because the mother created this, therefore I'm, yes, seeing the awareness that is common to all the objects, the dehi, that is the truth. So don't see the objects and call them as the truth. Rupan dehi Jayandehi, Yashodehi, Dvisho Jahi. So, what is the truth? Dehi is the truth. Indweller is the truth. That animal that is experiencing the same awareness about itself and everything around, that awareness, that is the truth. So, it is not that name and object that is the truth. It is that awareness in that individual, that awareness in which you are present, and that awareness that is present in me, sarva, that um, that beautiful. There is a Gayatri mantra, the very first shloka of Devi Bhagavatam Gayatri mantra. Do you all know? Anybody knows that? Not Bhurbhusvaha Tatsvatravarenyam. There is a Gayatri mantra. No. Yes. Huh? Nobody knows. The realized souls on this. Nobody knows the Sarva Gayatri mantra. The Gayatri mantra that is given in Devi Bhagavatam, which is in which this Devi Mahatyam is part of Devi Ma Bhagavatam.
कात्यायनाय विद्महे
No. That is Durga Gayatri. I'll keep asking until somebody tells me, because it's a very important Gayatri mantra.
वाग्भवेश्वर्यै च विद्महे कामेश्वर्यै च धीमहि तन्नो शिवशक्तिः प्रचोदयात्.
Nope. That is Kameshwari Gayatri mantra. Now Umaji, if Umaji is online, maybe she knows.
पुरुषस्य विद्म सहस्राक्षस्य महादेवस्य
Nope.
धीमहि.
That is Purusha Gayatri. I am surprised. Umaji is not online, or is she online? Uma Sundarvardhan.
I'm Sairam, ma'am.
Sairam Uma. I'm hoping you will answer this.
Sairam. Just a minute I was away. I don't know what question.
The question is, what is the Gayatri mantra that is the very first shloka of Devi Bhagavatam?
Maybe Bhagavatam.
Hmm.
Sairam, I don't know. Sir.
Okay. No?
No, Sairam, I don't know.
Okay. Huh?
तन्नो अम्बः प्रचोदयात्.
No. People are it doesn't even have the word. It doesn't. If you have Vidmahe, Dhimahi, if that is what you think Gayatri is, that is not just Gayatri mantras. Not all of them have that. Okay. Now I'm giving a lot of clues. Huh?
It Sarvamangala Mangalya.
That is not
No.
Gayatri. That is Narayani Stuti. Yes. I'll keep asking. Anybody has any clue?
Is it ताराय च विद्महे मरीनग्रहाय धीमहि तन्नो देवी प्रचोदयात्?
Nope. I'm telling you, it won't have Vidmahe, Dhimahi. But Prachodayat is there. Okay. Okay, people are dropping out now.
Shekharji, is it Yodeva Savita Asmakam?
Yodeva Savita Asmakam. Yeah, that is a Prarthana Shloka in Gayatri Upasana.
Okay, no, then I don't know.
Yeah, Yodeva Savita Asmakam Diyo Dharmadigochara
Vagochara
Preraye Tasya Yadbharga
Yadvargaha
Tadvarenya Upasmahe.
Pasmahe.
Yeah, it's a Prarthana Shlokam in Gayatri Upasana.
Aham Brahma Swarupini Mattah Prakriti Purushatmakam Jagat.
What is that?
Aham Brahma Swarupini Mattah Prakriti Purushatmakam Jagat Sunyancha Sunyancha. Aham Ananda Ananda Aham
Oh,
Vigna.
that is what you are chanting Tantrika Devi Suktam, or what are you chanting? That is Devi Suktam, that Tantrika Devi Suktam, no?
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So it is not Gayatri. Prachodayat will be there. I'm giving you clues.
Okay.
Why I am so much asking about this is because it's a very powerful mantra. In fact, what they say is that this Vedika Gayatri mantra, Vaidika Gayatri mantra, the one that which is in Vedas, which is Om Bhur with the Vyahriti, Tat Savitr Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yonav Prachodayat. In fact, the true orthodox Vedic scholars, they say that not everyone should chant that mantra because it is a Vedic mantra, but this Gayatri mantra, everyone can chant. There is no need for association in the context of that. So that's why I am very much focused on. I'll give another clue. It goes as Buddhim Yanaf Prachodayat.
Sarva Chaitanya Rupam Tam
Ah, there is Sita is,
Adyam
yes,
Vidyam
yeah,
Chathima.
yes. Sarva Chaitanya Rupam Tam Adya Vidyancha Dhimahade. Enada, why you are not speaking and typing in the text? Huh? You found it on Google and copied it, Satisha? He put
Correct,
it in the,
uncle.
yeah, he put it in the chat box. You can look at it.
I just
Sarva,
found it in Google.
yeah. Sarva Chaitanya Rupam Tam Adyam Vidyancha Dhimahi Buddhim Yanaf Prachodayat. That which is present as Chaitanya, Tam, you are that which is present as Chaitanya, Rupa, in everything. That is the beginning, the knowledge, and associated with the intellect, that buddhi yanaf prachodayat, may it propel or stimulate our intellects. This is what is called Sarva Chaitanya Gayatri. Why did I spend so much time on this right now? Because what you are seeing in the world as the name and form, everything in which this awareness is present, either latent or patent, that awareness is the oneness you should see. That is the truth. The moment you see the name and the object and the functionality and only associate with that, then you are connecting to what is called projection, or that projection is what is called Maya. Mahamaya. That which projects is Mahamaya. And that projection is not what is the truth. What is truth is that which is projecting is the truth. ah. विश्वन्दर्पण दृश्यमान नगरी तुल्यं निजान्तर्गतम् पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोर्भूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं Tasmai Sri Guru Murtaye Namajidam Sri Dakshinamurtaye. So everybody, this beautiful Sarva Devata Gayatri, Sarva, this is the Sarva Gayatri mantra. That Sarva Gayatri mantra, this is the very first shlokam of Devi Bhagavatam, in which Devi Mahatyam is one kanda or one chapter associated with it. Yes, that is the reason why because she's asking about Mahamaya and all of that. What is this? What we are calling as this Mahamaya? This is Sarva Chaitanya Rupantam Adyam Vidyancha Dhimahi Buddhim Yanaf Prachodayat. This is a Gayatri mantra. Everybody can chant because there is no swaram to this. Unlike the other one, which is truly a mantra which has a swara and everything, the shlokas don't have swaram to it, but they have the entire essence of the meaning embedded in it. Therefore, this is a beautiful Gayatri mantra. With that, I think you are all tired now. I took a lot of time to connecting you to this Sarva Devata Gayatri mantra.
Thank you
Sarva,
so
this
much.
is a Sarvatra Gayatri. This is a Sarva Gayatri mantra, not Sarva Devata. Sarva Devata Gayatri mantras are the ones that we chant with Mahe, Dhimahi, Prachodayat. Those are all they are Gayatri mantra in the context of the Gayatri Chandas. And the Gayatri mantra also is the 24 letter beautiful mantra. And this Gayatri, the another reason why this time is spent so much is there is so much of energy of Devi in this room that I am sitting. There are great sadhakas that came and did mantra japa in this room. And that's the reason why this Mahamaya conversation really happened today. Because, and then she wanted to connect to all that Sarva Chaitanya Rupam. Everything is a Chaitana Rupa. And that Chetana Rupam, what you are identifying is the Rupam as in the context of the form, which is the awareness. She is present as the form of awareness in every single object. Adyam, from the beginning, Vidyam, the knowledge of perception, Cha Dhimahi, and also in the intellect, that Buddhi, Yanaf Prachodayat, that awareness, may I be propelled by that. Hey, what day? You're not coming today?
Sairamana.
You dropped, huh? Okay, all right.
I'm not
Okay,
feeling well.
okay. I hope you feel well. Okay, thank you. Let's
Sairam.
close with the Kshama Prarthana and the Sarva, this peace prayer. ॐ यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देव नारायण नमोऽस्तु ते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वर अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु स्वस्तिः प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेण मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की
जय
जय महामाई की
Jai.
Hey.